some of you already started the transition towards schools. What you see before you is how it's going to look in the future. All your faculties at the moment are going to be under a smaller number of schools. At the moment we have about 16 faculties, and then we're going to go down to seven schools. And those in Garching probably are from mathematics, informatics, physics, etc. Those are going to go to, for the mathematics and computer science students, into the CIG. The school is going to constitute itself next year. This year we already started with engineering and design, one of our biggest schools, where the engineering department, the architects, the ecological engineering and civil engineering people joined. Then we have the School of Social Sciences. There's the Politics and Technology faculty, which was before the School of the faculty of HFP. Then the Social Sciences and Technology, Studies and Education. So those teachers are also in this Social Sciences school. We have this School of Management. All those BWL and VWL's people are going to go to this school. The Life Sciences, which is mainly in Weinstefan, our third big campus near Munich. Then we have the Natural Sciences, where the physics and the chemists go, and the Medicine and Health, another big school. So, but what does it have to do with you? It's about how we restructure ourselves. It's more interdisciplinary, so that you don't just learn about your own stuff, but also have to do more with other people in other subjects. So, that for a small overview. And now, what are we? We are the student representatives. We are representing every student at TUM, be it in Weinstefan, Garching, or Munich City. Today we want to show you what we do, how we are organized, our current projects, where we need your help, especially, and hot topics in legislative and university politics.
Okay, who are we? To understand that a little bit in the TUM structure of university politics, we just wanted to show you a little bit how the structure looks like, and what you as students actually can also vote. So we always vote for two committees here. So as you can see, you're the students of the Technical University of TUM, of course. The first thing you can vote for is the student representatives in the Senate. And of course, these are two people. In general, you have lists where you have different students on them, on these lists. And then you can choose if you want to vote for the whole list, or you want to vote for specific people on this list. And the two students who have the most votes will then be your student representatives in the Senate, so the ones you voted directly. And they will go to the Senate and the University Council. So here they get general information from the president, for example, also from, there are also representatives from the faculty members, so from who are working there, and it's just like a committee where you're discussing important topics, where you're also talking about changes in some bylaws of your faculty as well. And so that's the first one. The second one is you're also voting for your student representatives of the faculty. So some of you may know them already from your student council. These are the ones actually who wants to also become the student representation of your faculty. And they then can delegate some people into the TUM-wide Student Council, also known as Farshaftenrat. So here all faculties are represented, and here we also discuss hot topics. For example, now with Corona, how can we keep the lectures in presence and keep the students at the university campus, and so that you don't have to go back into the online modus, and much more. And where now the student representation is coming into place is and also, sorry, I forgot that the Senate, the students who were voted into the Senate are also a part of this TUM-wide Student Council. So they're also taking part in these discussions, also to hear your opinions from your student representatives of the faculty, so that they can represent you accordingly in the Senate. And then the TUM-wide Student Council, so all of the student representatives in this committee are voting different people into the ASTA. So this is the student representation where we have different jobs where you have to vote for people being in these different units or groups. And yeah, that's us. So, and what you also can do as students of TUM for this ASTA, for the committee of the ASTA, is of course, we are really happy to welcome you if you want to volunteer, help, or engage in some projects that we have. For example, organizing, planning events. Maybe you're interested in university politics, you're always welcome to come to us and join. We have different parts, like also some technicians who need help, and yeah. So that's kind of us, so, and this is the structure. But yeah, who are we in the ASTA? So we're students from different courses, semesters, and also campuses. So we're a really diverse mix of everything you can find here at TUM. And yeah, we're volunteers that are working to represent your interests in many different topics. And yeah, here, as you can see here, are some of the we have many different parts we're working in and topics we're discussing and we're interested in. These are just some or few of them. For example, university politics, where we're designing, for example, or helping to design study programs, shaping the future of teaching. Then, of course, the events are also one of the main things we're doing. We're organizing it, and yeah, we have, for example, event technology and paramedics also. Then, of course, sustainability, which is one big topic as well in this time, where we have lecture series that are organized from some students. Then Plant a Seed, maybe you heard of this project, and also Task for Sustainability. Then, of course, mobility, like the semester ticket, and campus development, like the Studitum houses that some of you may already know and have learned in. Yeah, and now we will start with, we will go through all of them, or of some of them, and show you what we're doing there.
So to start with university politics, we will represent your interests towards the university. We speak for you to your professors and try to make your voice count on every level in the university. As representatives in different committees, like Miriam in the Senate, or others of us in the Vorstand Lehre. So, and also in committees that are higher than the university, on Bavaria and on Germany levels, like Landesastenkonferenz and Studentischer Akkreditierungspool and TU9. All those representatives have to be elected through the Farshaftenrat or TUM-wide Student Council. This direct election is our basis for our representation. So your vote in the university election counts towards those that represent you on every level in this university. We help to shape study and teaching at TUM in Vorstand Lehre. We make amendments to our foundation of new courses. We try to make We try to make programs more student-friendly, no excessive travel for students, no more than 30 credits per semester, and actual teaching, not just lecture videos. Some of you came from previous semesters and have seen TUM in Corona with only online lectures, no presence, and that's nothing that we would like for the future. We want to make the best out of teaching. We want to represent your interests towards every level. So we try to network with other universities also, like in TU 9 or Landesastenkonferenz, where we talk with other student representatives from Germany and Bavaria about how they teach and how we can improve all together, and what are some common problems, common goals we have to tackle together. So university politics is a very broad field, and we always can need help at different points, whether you want to do something just in your faculty or TUM-wide in one shape teaching and learning. That is where you can come to us. We will later show you some examples, what we do. But for now, we'll go over to the events you may look forward to next year, and the event you will look forward to next week.
Yeah, so as I said, events, of course, planning them, making them happen is also a big part of our work, where we also always need helping hands, so if you're interested. So let's start off with the MyTUM. So this is a festivity in May. It's kind of like a small Oktoberfest on our campus. And yeah, we will see if it can happen next year. We hope so, because this year we couldn't make it happen. But if you have the opportunity, please, you can come, of course. It's a really nice day, or where you can drink beer and where we have nice music. So it's worthwhile. Then, of course, we also have the Tunics and Garnics. Here we have a 1 week of beer garden, and live music is in the main site, so in Munich, so in the at the Mensa in the Arzestraße, and the Garnics is the same thing but in Garching, so here at your campus. And also here we will see, and we hope that we can make it happen next year. But now, not what can happen next year, what will happen next week, and where we're all inviting you to, is our Christmas university party. So finally we can organize events again, and this one will happen on the 22nd and 23rd of November. You can come at 8 p.m. it will start. And if you want to know where you can buy your tickets before the event, you can go to the website that you can see here. But what is important, we chosen the format of 2G+, so that everyone feels safe and that we can enjoy the whole evening. And so this was events, and now we will go over to sustainability, and here we have a referent from this group.
Okay, hello, my name is Violeta Carvajal Hekele, and I'm one of your 2 elected representatives of the Environment Department. For those who don't know us, we are a group committed to create sustainable consciousness at university through events, working groups on specific topics, and communication with the different levels of TUM. One of our oldest projects are the environmental lecture series. They have existed for 35 years now. Since then, the number of projects has grown significantly, and you can find something for every field of interest. For example, there's Plant a Seed. This is an urban gardening project on main campus. For those interested in IT, you can participate in TUM Nicosia, which promotes the use of the searching engine on campus with a TUM intern included tree counter. Furthermore, there is Grüne Mensa, which wants to achieve a more sustainable menu on campus. And last but not least, we have the Vision 2030. This is currently one of our biggest projects. It's a document about our perspectives for the sustainable development at TUM until 2030. We have presented this vision and argued about it with several levels of university. But on this point, we want to highlight that your opinion about this vision is important to us. We want to create more participating formats, thus we can listen to your ideas about this vision. This has a big relevance since it will have an impact on our upcoming years at university and also future generations. Moving on, I want to promote an event that will be happening between the 22nd and the 26th of November. It's called the Public Climate School. It's an event organized from Students for Future, and the idea is that during 1 week, the topic of sustainability should be emphasized at university through lectures and other kind of activities. From our side, you can visit an interactive exhibition at the Matriculation Hall on main campus on the 22nd and the 23rd of November. In addition, we are offering some workshops, such as a sustainable city tour. You're all invited to participate. In addition, we want to appeal you to participate at this survey. It's from the group Jung Akademie from this university. And they're trying to figure out which is the most sustainable format for lectures in the future. It will only take you 5 minutes, and we would be really grateful if you can help us with the study. And if any of these projects have called your interest, or you have questions or ideas for new projects, don't hesitate in contacting us through our social media channels. We're looking forward to interact with you. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I'd like to talk to you about campus development. So we always try to make the campus you live on more lively. For example, we built these study TUM houses. Those are houses that are only for students, and they're mainly for studying on your own in little rooms or in little groups, and can be used by Hochschulgruppen if they are accepted by the TUM-wide Student Council. Mainly we have 3 at the moment, one in Garching near the old Mensa, one's in the city center near the Mensa, and in Freising in the old brewery. If you want to know more about those study houses and if you need a place to study, you can look up this link that you see there. In those study houses, if you've been in one, there is an iris system which we use to manage those houses. You can book rooms in that and tell other people that you are learning in them, and so you can see even from home if you can still find rooms to study in these houses. At the moment, those are not so good. We are in search for people who like to manage them with us. There are 2 heavy positions on those to manage the iris system and to further it, so to develop it further. If you're interested in those study houses or in developing software, you can come to us and write us at studitum@fs.tum.de, and it would really help us and your fellow students in the future. The next big topic, which some of you may already heard of, it's the reform of the Bavarian Higher Education Act. What is it? It's a legislative reform because every state in Germany has its own legislator for university and for higher education. And those are reformed roughly every 8 years, which is a pretty long time for a student. So those changes there affect not only you, but also future generation of students. It defines the purpose of the university, committees and decision-making process, and boundary conditions for the structure of a university. At the moment, the structure you've seen in the student council is pretty much the one that the legislator gave us. It can be changed in some small points, but in the whole it has to be that way at every university and at every school of higher education in Bavaria. It also defines rules for study and for teaching, like how long has a professor to teach, how often has he to teach, and what are his responsibilities, and how can you become a professor. So, why do you need to reform it? The Ministry of Science and Arts has some goals in mind with redefining it. One purpose is redefining the purpose of university. Universities have to become more into the direction of a private, have to become more economy-based. They have more possibilities to get funding by third persons and not by the state. They probably gonna have possibilities to charge non-EU students special fees. The TUM already has planned something in that direction, like an extra fee, or they call it service, for non-EU students to pay for extra German courses, extra housing, and to help them. We are not really a fan of that. We see it more like every student should have the same opportunity, and non-EU students shouldn't have to pay for something we deem to be a right for every student. It also wants to deregulate, so those structures we showed you before are pretty strict and given by the ministry and by the legislator. So this reform wants to deregulate it so that we can make more however we want. It's not really sure how and who can decide how the new system's gonna look. At the moment, it seems like it's gonna be the university council, which students don't really have a large voice in it. There are 2 of 20 people. So that's something we want to look out in the future, that students are part of the process of deregulation and finding the new TUM in future. It wants to enhance the possibilities for entrepreneurial activity. We already have in TUM the Unternehmertum, so things like that have to be. The Bavarian legislator wants that those entrepreneurial activities are way more in other universities too, not only at TUM. And in the whole, it seems kind of like we try to make Bavaria more TUM-like. So, and the most positive thing we've seen in it at the moment is the Landesastenkonferenz I told you about before is gonna be written into law. So we're gonna have a state-level student representation that's written into law, and if it's going through like it's planned at the moment. And then we come already to the timeline, because at the moment it's a pretty vague thing. For those of you who've been longer at the university, already seen us talk about this at last year's winter student assembly and at last summer student assembly and the extra student assembly last summer, because all of the time it seems like it's gonna come soon. It started in October 2020, when the first hearing in the Bavarian Landtag was. The Ministry for Science and Arts published its goals for the reform. It's called Eckpunktepapier, where they told us what they want to do with this reform. Then there were, in spring 2021, live streams, and it was said it's going to come soon. Then there was a second expert hearing in May, and now we are at the end of 2021 and still are not really sure when it's going to come. So it's something you have to look out for, and it's going to change a lot, but it should have come half a year ago, and now we are not sure when it will happen and how it will happen.
Okay, so yeah, that was the first big topic. The other one, we don't really want to discuss it long or talk about it long, but of course, Corona is following us everywhere. It's still there, it's still happening. So we just wanted to do 2 slides where maybe when you're new at TUM, don't know where you maybe can get, for example, self-tests. So the TUM is giving out self-tests to the students at these locations. You can look them up. So if you want to, just before you're going to the campus or before you're for a lecture or a seminar, and you just want to maybe make sure you feel safe when you have a self-test and you made it and you see, okay, you're not positive, then you can use these locations to get them. And we also just wanted to say, because you see, I mean, for 1 year or since Corona began, everything has changed a lot. Everything is always, they're always new. So for more information and that you're always up to date, please just use this link and always look it up, because right now we still have 3G format in the lectures. We don't know if it will change or how this will develop. Then as you see, like since last week, we have to wear again FFP2 masks. Before that, it was just medical masks. So it's always like changing. So just, yeah, try to keep up to date. I know it's hard, but yeah. So, and also there's still some test centers at the TUM where you can let yourself test, get a test from them. This will be so where you don't have to pay anything, will be until the end of November. We don't know what, until now they say after that you have to pay for it. We will see how this also goes, so also keep that for this informed. But just for this opportunity, we wanted also to show you the locations where you can get them and from which, when they have their opening hours. But yeah, that would be it about about us, about the most important topics that we have right now. Of course, there will come more in this semester, in this year. But if you're now, I don't know, found something that you're interested in, or if you have just, I don't know, you want to see how we're working, which group we are, you can drop by for a meeting for newbies on Thursday, so the 18th November, it's this Thursday, at 5:30 p.m. in our bureau in the city center. So it's in the Mensa building, Arztstraße 17. And if you want to have more information, you can follow this link. But if you can't go to this meeting, of course, you can come to our meetings that we have every 2 weeks. So it's just an ASTA meeting. So so if you want to also take over, I don't know, a job, you can come to us, and we will delegate you to the right person. And also you can find all of our appointments online on our website. And and how you can reach us. So we have many different ways how you can reach us. We have the website, of course, we have Facebook, Instagram, and of course we have an email, which you can see all there. And as I said, our office is in the Mensa building in the Arztstraße 17.
Before we come to your question, there's a short break for cancer. 13,000 people contract leukemia, blood cancer every year. 600 of them are children. They need stem cells for the treatment. The chances of successful treatment without a stem cell donor is about 0%, and with a stem cell donor, they are 75%. To find out if you can be a donor, it's not, it doesn't hurt, it's not a big hassle. You just get like a corona test, but in your throat, and they will test you if they will test if there's a person that needs your stem cells to survive, to fight cancer. And the Farshaft TUM SOM, together with the AKB, is having tomorrow, at Wednesday the 17th of November and Thursday the 18th of November, testing for you. They will test you in the immatriculation hall of TUM, that's at TUM Arztstraße 21. That's probably where you got your TUM student card in the inner city, and it would be nice if a lot of you could go there and get yourself typificated. So, and now we go to a Q&A session. There we have Slido for you. If you scan the QR code, you can get Slido. There you can type in your questions, and we will try to answer them as best as we can. Jetzt muss ich hier auf.
Does anyone in this room have a question? Maybe you can also just raise your hand and we can give you the microphone. I don't know if you just want to have a fast one or...
There are first questions.
Ah, okay.
We are sorry for students in Heilbronn. You're not left out. You just, you're so new, we forgot you. No, some of your student representatives asked us before if you could do SVV in Heilbronn. Since we only do it in Garching and Munich main campus at the moment, you've not been forgotten. It's just we only do it at the biggest campuses at the moment.
Freising also doesn't have an SVV, so we're also a campus who doesn't have that.
For the next question, it's a bit difficult to answer because we can't decide that really. The credits, you probably at the moment need to make enough credits to still be immatriculated. If something else happens, at the moment in the LAC Bayern, we try to get the we are forming a Stellung. We are writing a paper to the legislator to set the hurdle back again for this year, because how it's going at the moment, it doesn't seem like this semester is going to be a normal semester for everybody, like the ministry wanted to, and so those hurdles should be pushed back again. Then, a nice question. Is it planned to build more studium houses? Yes, it is. We actually are trying to build a studium house in the Innenstadt again. It's at the campus rechts der Isar. It's close to the medicine faculty. And there's also planned for years way after that, another one in Garching. And after that, no plans at the moment because we can't plan for more than 10 years in the future.
So yeah, for the team you need in Heilbronn, I think this question is also like with the SVV, so who do you need? So first of all, of course, you need people that want to present these slides, and of course you need a technical team, you need a lecture hall, and to do something like that in Heilbronn, of course, it would be nice that the people who want to organize an SVV in Heilbronn are also coming to our meetings that we have where we're discussing that. Yeah. I don't know how many we are here right now. I think we're 7, 8, something like that. I don't know, with Corona controls, we're like, I think 7 to 8 people. Yeah, but if you're interested to do something like that in Heilbronn, you're welcome to come to us, and for the next one in the summer semester, we can plan that together, of course.
So, for the next question, we actually did an extra general student assembly last summer semester. That's still on YouTube, where we only talked about the reform of the Bavaria Higher Education Act, and there you can find a lot of information about it. If you still need more information about it, you can come to your student representatives and on our website.
Okay, regarding the question of plant a seed in Heilbronn, so this is a specific project, and for now it's only on main campus. And as a group, as the environmental department, we are active on main campus, Garching and Freising. And we're trying now to extend to other campus, such as Straubing. But if there's a group of people from you that is motivated to work on this topic, then we would be happy if you could reach out to us, and maybe we can connect and work together in the future.
As I said before, it's not really a tuition fee because they have been dropped before. It's a fee for extra services at TUM, such as housing and extra German courses, which we deem to be should be for every student and should be a right for every student to see those. So there probably won't be tuition fees in the near future, and there shouldn't be any for already immatriculated people. Which question? Okay. For upcoming examinations, you always can go to your faculty student council. Those are best informed about your GOPs, for example, and other examination-related questions.
Yeah, so the Bavarian Reform Law, it applies to Heilbronn, yes. It applies to all universities in whole Bavaria. So everyone has to, do that, what this reform will say.
even though Heilbronn ain't in Bavaria,
Oh, sorry.
there are
it belongs to TUM, sorry.
yeah, there are there's a special law that says that the TUM in Heilbronn has to abide by Bavarian higher education laws, and so even if it changes the Bavarian higher education law, TUM Heilbronn also will abide by it.
Sorry, my fault. For the question, where do you hold those meetings? So they're right now in presence, so as long as we can do them, and they are, on in the main site, so in the city center, in the Mensa building, Alzestraße 17. Nein? Was? Welche Meetings?
Ich denke, es geht die erste Sitzung. Die sind hybrid.
Sorry, they're hybrid. I mixed it up. Sorry. I think I shouldn't answer questions anymore. So sorry, my fault again. So the meetings, the AStA-Sitzung, are hybrid. I'm sorry. But of course, you're welcome to come to our office at the main TUM campus, of course. But you can also come in a hybrid format.
The next one's actually going to be in Garching. It's going to be on the 30th of November. So if you're interested, you can find us exactly in this building in the Faculty Room of Informatics. It will also be shown on the website. So. The COVID rapid tests at the moment are free for students, and it looks like they're going to be free for everybody in the near future again. So at the moment, you can go as a student on schnelltest-studitum.de, reserve a spot, and go to your local test center, either in Garching or Weinstefan or in Munich city center in the Studitum, and get tested there. This one doesn't apply to Heilbronn, actually, because reasons.
Yes. So about the private study rooms in Freising, yes, there are some in the Studitum in Freising. It's on the hill, up the hill. So from the campus, you have to go up to the brewery, and there's this really nice big house, but you can find that also online on our website where they are, and yeah.
Probably not in the near future. We're going to see what will happen on the long term. At the moment, we can't say if there are going to be another vaccine drug or not. Student council. So the next question is, what's your relationship with the TUM Faculty Student Council, and will you have any cooperation with each other? At the moment, there are about 22 faculty student councils, and we try to work with every one of them on special topics. We always invite them, and at the moment, the people in charge of the TUM-wide Student Council, the head of the TUM-wide Student Council, is meeting every TUM faculty and student council through this year. So we have a lot of communication with them and always try to work together especially on our events. Those wouldn't be possible with just the TUM-wide Student Council. Mensa opening hours have very few to do with us. If you deem them too short, we can tell that to the Studentenwerk. They organize the Mensas and try to get them a bit longer, but most of the times those are suited for the peak hours where students and faculty people are going to eat. So it's mostly from 11 till 2 p.m., as 11 a.m. till 2 p.m., and there's nothing we can directly do about it. Gerne. Never. The question is, when are constructions in Garching ever going to end? They're never going to end. Garching is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger, and I don't see that I already have construction plans for the next 20 years for Garching, so I don't think any one of us is going to see a finished campus Garching. But it's also a good thing because university is always in change, and so we need to change everything up. The campus in the inner city is already 150 years old and still changing till this day, so there's no time to stop. That's something that's difficult to say. If you look at the last years, at especially the last 1.5 years, it's possible, and how the numbers are going at the moment, it seems to become more and more likely by the day. As some of you have heard, the Friedrich-Alexander University in Erlangen-Nürnberg already has 2G for their hybrid courses, and it seems to go to, in that direction for more universities and schools of higher education in Bavaria at the moment.
Yeah, about the Mensa in Weinstefan, I noticed that as well because I'm studying there too. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to talk about them. Until the evening it's hard, so before Corona it was like 5 p.m. That was quite good already because you could get something. Now with 2 p.m. it's too short. Weekends it's hard to try there something, but we are on this topic to get like more also food options in general on the Weinstefan campus. So it's in progress, but about Freising maybe we can really talk to them to make it a little bit longer. But I know evening, I don't know what you mean with evening, but it's like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. It's a hard time to convince them to have their opening hours that long.
And that's a nice question. How can we get information about workshops and events that take place at the campus? Events from your faculty student council or from the TUM-wide student council, you can get best through our social media channels. For example, Telegram, we have a newsletter, and on Instagram too. We've shown those before in the presentation. There will be published the next events we host, and smaller events where you can join and participate too. Okay, the next question is a tough question. What's going to happen to the Farshaft after the school construction process takes place? It depends. It's all I can say to that, because it's different for every Farshaft. For example, in Weihenstephan, close to nothing changed after they've become a school, and in the engineering and design and computation information technology, they are trying to become only one big Farshaft where all student representatives will be elected for everybody. So it's gonna be different for every school. You should talk to your student representatives in your faculty to know how it's gonna look in the future. Okay, the next one is a topic we already showed you. It's about the semester ticket, and if we try to lower the cost, it's actually a big topic for us. We are trying to get a 365 euro ticket for the semester ticket. We have a department for mobility that's on this topic. At the moment, we are facing several hurdles for that. The last biggest hurdle we have is the city of Munich, which says they can't pay for us because of Corona. They lost too much money and can't pay for their part of the 365 euro ticket at the moment. So we are looking forward for the next years and try to find a way to make the student semester ticket more affordable and cheaper for everybody.
Okay, regarding the question with more organic products at Mensa, so as far as I know, the pasta products are all organic right now, and there are also some meals that are offered under the week that are organic. But now the project of Grüne Mensa, they have sent a letter to the ministry, because at the survey we did last year, we saw that a lot of you are interested in more organic products. And we sent this letter because we don't want you to have bear with this extra costs of having organic products. So we want some support from ministry and relieve you from this extra costs, but getting the goal of more sustainability and better health.
So that was the last question for today. I would like to thank everybody that's been here and everybody that was there online for your interests. And I hope to see you again on Thursday for the you meet your student council. And thank you for your time.